Left Wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat. There's been a lot of conversation lately on whether President Joe Biden should run for re-election in 2024. Now, they called out things like his age, his approval rating, and, people are saying that he should step aside and let someone else get the Democratic nomination. So, Ace, should Biden run?
Yes. You already know my answer to
Simple.
this. Now, I'm going to give you some certain scenarios. We're gonna play with this a little bit. From a political standpoint, and this is just me talking American politics, doesn't make sense for an incumbent president not to run. It's just the advantage point.
Yeah.
It's just that's like a football team just saying, no, we ain't going to play at home. We'll play at your place. You know what I'm saying? We got home court advantage. So he should run because of that. He doesn't have to go through a primary. So there's nobody else on his team that's going to tear him down. And it should give solidarity to what's going on when it comes to running for political office, meaning the Democrats should be behind him. And that's what pisses me off a little bit because the age stuff is coming from the Democrats. Okay. So we know that. Now, let's say the age thing. All right, so how old is he right now? 81, 82?
Right, I think I'll be 84. What was it?
I
have to look at it.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see. Keep going.
We talk age, right? Let's stop acting like Trump's 56.
Right.
Trump, if Joe Biden was toddling.
He's 80.
He's 80.
Yes.
If Joe Biden was toddling, then Donald Trump was crawling. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's right behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they in the same.
Yeah, 1 to 2 years does not make a difference, people. I'm sorry. In my opinion.
Yeah. And like I said before on this show, don't let the toupee and the tan fool you. Dude's old, and you got to understand, he's an actor, he's an entertainer. He knows how to make himself look good on camera. Now, Joe Biden, well, I'm just saying he knows how to look better on camera than Joe Biden does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, let's be real, Joe Biden tripping over sandbags.
Right.
That walk to the helicopter is a son of a bitch. Like, when you see him walk to the helicopter, you be like, oh, God.
Is he going to get there?
Like, Jesus, man. Somebody help him out,
Trump's 77.
Yeah, I know. He's 77. And,
Biden, I think, is 80.
Yeah, 80. They're 3 years apart. That's what I'm saying.
So,
like, that's not.
So that it's not like we trading them in for a younger model. Like it's the same dude just with a toupee and a damn suntan. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. Now,
I don't agree with that statement. I don't want Trump to run, but I don't agree that they are from an age perspective. You're right.
They are
age,
the same.
yes,
Yeah.
but people who have a different age, who have similar age, can be very different from their mental capacity and the way that they speak, the way they come across to people. Right. Trump comes across as confident and control of he can articulate his words. He has all of his faculties. Biden comes across sometimes like, dude, are you going to get it out? Or can you speak? Can you walk? Like, I understand they're similar in age, but similar in age does not mean you're similar in your physical attributes. And their physical attributes and mental attributes seem to be very different. Now, everybody here knows I'm not a Trump fan. I'm just telling you from a perspective of looking what I see on their physical attributes and mentally what I perceive from their there's a huge difference.
Yeah, but I think that perception is what's getting people in trouble when it comes to electing a president. That's cool.
Yeah.
But it's just like even this Israel thing. I wouldn't want Trump up there right now.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. That he don't pass the eye test. You know what I'm saying?
I don't either.
But the knowledge and wisdom and kind of with me, I would be like.
Definitely that's a Biden strength. Experience, knowledge, wisdom, all of that.
And I think we need more of that. Now, like you said, it's not like we sitting up here and, we're just trying to really figure out if Biden should run, and if he shouldn't run, who should? We'll get back to that question. I'll be honest with you, politically, because that is an issue and it's an eye test thing, and a lot of people are not going to like to hear this. I think it would be easy for him to change the vice president. And nobody's going to like that, but I think that would be a better thing. And I think that's part of the problem. I think that if they had somebody at a vice president that they're really confident, hey, if something happens with Joe Biden, this guy got it, this woman got it.
Right.
I think that would be a strength.
So you
on
said
his
guy
side.
or woman?
Guy or woman.
Do you think they'd be okay if it was another woman?
I think
I think it's fine.
I think it'd be the right woman. Yeah, I think I got a candidate that I think would fit in there.
Who would you say for the vice president?
I'll be honest with you. Couple of people I would go with. I'm gonna go with two of them if I would go with him. And I think
Vice president to run with him.
I think a woman would be the strong choice for him.
Okay.
If he wants to shock the world, I go get Liz Cheney. I'll be honest with you.
I like.
And I'd put her in there.
I like
She's
the
a
other one, too.
Republican. She's really a true Republican.
She is.
Even though her daddy's the devil, Dick Cheney.
Right. But Liz was different though. I mean, you can't.
She's not different.
Right.
She don't.
She falls on the same line as Dick. Yeah.
But she's a true conservative.
But she's true.
Right.
But here's the situation why I would do that politically for him. One, age-wise, I think she has confidence on both sides of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of true conservative Republicans would fall behind that, and that would probably get rid of Trumpism. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would strengthen his ticket if he was to do that. And it'd be a change that nobody's done.
That's what I say. Has
on the
nobody's
West
done.
Wing.
Right.
They did it on the West Wing.
The last time
That's never happened though, right?
It has
Like you have a
happened. It has happened,
Democratic
but it was.
president and
It
a
has
Republican.
happened because back in the day, I can't remember exactly who, but the way that the presidency used to work is they would run against each other, and the loser would be the vice president.
See, I agree.
Yeah.
So
we can't do
that's
that,
how it used to be back in the day. So there has been Republican, and there was a reason for that, and it still could be, to your point, a good reason for that because it now you have that bipartisanism at the top, right, where they're working together. So
And we don't have, and that's the problem right now. No one is working together.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
have two factions, like split. They don't work together. I don't care what they say. Oh, we're going to work.
And then the Republicans don't work together.
Yeah,
So they
the
don't even work
Republicans
together
don't.
with
Right. They
themselves.
won't work with themselves, and they won't work with anybody else who's not them.
So I think that would do that, and that would do a couple of things that would strengthen Biden's ticket.
I'm interested.
That
I'm
wouldn't
intrigued.
that wouldn't have us worried about ageism, and I think that would really totally. I think it would unify the Republican Party and make them kind of get out of
Right.
Trumpism.
How do you like
kind of
Nikki
thing.
Haley?
Nah.
You don't like her?
Nah, she did. She raised a hand when she said she support Trump if he was president. I mean, she did that in the debate. Like,
Right.
so to me, she
turned you off.
she talks about a lot of good politics.
Right.
You know, if they were to stay within party, I think I would go with Senator Klobuchar or how you say her
Klobuchar.
name, out of Minnesota.
Soda.
If they were to stay within
Right.
party as a woman,
So that's your second
that'd be my second.
vice president.
Nothing against Kamala
Democrat.
Harris. Nothing against
Right.
that.
So why not Kamala, and why I'm intrigued by the fact that, to Tina's point, she was like, they ain't gonna take another woman because I don't think that I think that that's one of their things. They don't want to have a woman up near the top in power. That's sad, but I think that's true.
I mean,
But
Hillary Clinton.
Why would they take another woman over Kamala? Is it color? Is it like,
I think
what
it's
is
the
it about
abortion
her that they
ticket.
don't like?
I think it's abortion, but I think that Kamala stands on it. But I think that the abortion deal is so strong when it comes to the elections. A woman's a strong candidate to have as vice president now, and you know that's sexist as hell to say, but that's real. You know, but
That's true. But why don't they like Kamala? That's my point. Like, why would they take out one woman and put in another one?
I don't say she's done a bad job. I don't think she has. I just don't think she has the power. It's like a big pull. It doesn't bring anything extra to the ticket other than what's already going on. Not knocking anything against her, but we're talking about is
What did you do?
well, no, we're talking about his
Vice presidents, I
Don't
don't.
never do anything.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't go in and say well,
Right.
she did this or she did. I mean, she's not doing a bad job,
Right.
Right.
Not
But
doing
we're talking about
I'm just wondering why they don't like her, not you.
Yeah.
Like, why don't they?
We
like
got
her?
a lot of reasons why they don't like Kamala
Yeah,
Harris. And we can
I'm
start
like,
with
that's
just
why-
because she's black and Asian. We can start right there.
Okay, well there you go.
But-
Because the two people you brought up to replace her ain't.
Exactly.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. And you know, are you going to win people from across the aisle with Kamala Harris? We're talking about just a political strategy now. I'm not knocking anything about Kamala, but it's nothing that she's offering right now that strengthens the ticket, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knocking her.
Right.
You know, if they go with her, they go with her. I don't think she's done a bad job. I
Right.
think she's done the best she can with what she's been given. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They gave her immigration out of everything.
Right. I don't
That's
think
like almost
she's-
like a punishment, like politically. Like, you're going to take immigration.
And that's hard.
Kind of to do immigration so it won't reflect on Biden, but it still falls on him anyway. That's kind of how they do the
Yeah,
vice
you take
president.
care of that part.
You take something that you're going to be in charge of, so when they start blaming us, they're going to blame you. You deflect that from me.
Right.
That's kind of rough what they did to her
Yeah.
there.
'Cause
But
I don't think it's because she's black though, because people love. Do you hear me? Love Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama was the wife of the president. She didn't have. You're not in the cabinet.
I'm not
you know.
saying, I'm
So I
not
don't know
saying
if
that
that's what.
I don't think it's like.
So some people think that I don't, but I don't think that's why they don't like her. I don't think it has
think
anything that
it's
she's
some
black.
people. I don't think it's politically effective to the point where they're saying, "Well, she's black and I'm not going to vote for her." I don't think that. I think right now, and I'm not saying it because she's black. We need to change it to a white person. I'm not saying that at all. I'm talking about
Other people.
I'm talking about
I'm talking
political,
about other people, like
political
white- right. I don't think
effectiveness. Who's going
Right.
to bring something that's going to shock the ticket, get people excited? And I don't think Kamala Harris actually
She
does
brings
that.
it.
If his issue is that,
Right.
how do you keep the advantage? Well, he's still going to be able to run as an incumbent, but now you've changed the vice president that brings some life to your
ticket. Somebody
and you don't have
different.
to change anything that you do.
So
Pretty much.
let me ask you this:
I like it.
Klobuchar, maybe. I mean,
she not
I
my
ain't
favorite.
too big on her, but she's a Democrat. So my question is, from a perspective of saying a strategic perspective, like bringing in a Liz Cheney from the other side
like that.
of the fence, that could be seen as a pro and it could be seen as a con, because
Yeah.
you could there could be some strong liberals, Democrats who are like,
Yeah, it's gonna
we
be a
ain't gonna
lot.
have
Yeah.
this Liz Cheney, she's conservative, like you said.
Yeah.
That's Dick Cheney's
Yeah,
daughter.
definitely.
Ain't no way we can have her running on our side on our ticket. So there would be shock and awe.
Yeah.
It would cause a lot of talk. Would it be effective from a voter's perspective? Like, are Republicans really going to get in there? This is my thing, man. Even Democrats. I'm not even going to put this on one side of the fence. Is that really going to make a Republican say, I'm going to vote Democrat this time?
I think some. I don't think all of them. I think it's like this. The issue with politics right now are the inmates are running the asylum. It's either the far left or the far right, and we're appeasing what they want. You know what I'm saying? Because some far left agendas and things that are being talked about that I don't.
And what you
really
may not
care
agree
about
with.
for.
Right.
There's a lot of far right stuff down. So the moderates, which usually kind of
Centrists.
ran the country, the centrists, which are the moderate Republicans, the moderate Democrats, they kind of negotiated and said, okay, I don't like this, but to get this done, I'm going to sacrifice that, and vice versa. We got these hardline extremists on both ends
Right.
that don't want to budge, and they want their policies going on, and that's what's stagnating the government, right?
Yeah.
So how do we centralize that? Well, I think that we might be able to centralize that if we kind of come say, well, since they don't get along, let's put both of them in the dang office and try to
Make
figure it out. That might help out. It might not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's part of it. But I mean, we're talking about if Biden should run or he shouldn't, and maybe what should he do? That's just one way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think they will. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that would be
It's a
one
good-
way to do it.
It's
like that.
definitely innovative.
Right.
Steve had a comment on YouTube, and he said that he thinks Kamala just basically getting a bum rap because she's a lady. She's doing the same thing that every vice president does. Like,
yeah.
to your point, I mean, and to our point, it's like the vice president, you don't ever hardly hear nothing about what they doing or what impact
Yeah,
they're
what did
having,
Pence
and they're
do?
giving whatever job. Right. What did Pence do? Nothing.
Well, that's why
So,
he ain't even.
At the end of the day, his point is he thinks it's mainly because she's a lady. I agree with that. I mean, I know that everyone doesn't, but I think that's what happened to Hillary.
Oh, that's
Well,
exactly
that
She
is
should have
exactly
won by
what
a
happened.
landslide.
Yeah.
Exactly what
Experience. She had everything to the nines. I just think that and it's sad to say that even some women don't think that a woman should lead.
Yep.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
That's facts.
I think she fell victim to a
horrible.
lot of things. It's just that I always said this when they elected Trump. I said, man, you wouldn't go to the grocery store, not even grocery store, the convenience store. And a dude let a dude manage that has no experience and never run in a convenience store. Like,
Exactly.
he takes that job. And
He's a
that's what-
businessman.
That's
Adrian,
what we
come on.
did.
That's what we did with the presidency. A dude that had
a
no
businessman.
experience. This dude ain't won city council, and we got this dude
Yeah.
being the president. It's politics. It's politics for a reason,
Right.
And like anything else, you got to have experience in it. And we're suffering for that experience that we hadn't had, and we're still suffering because I don't know why somebody says, it's funny. It's almost like downplaying the position. Like people, because I have conversations with people right now. We just need something different.
Yeah.
What?
What does that mean? Well,
Let's let a
I'm
seal.
okay,
Let's let
but
a elephant seal run this.
Yeah.
We just
motherfucking
need
thing.
something different. What are you
What does that
talking
mean?
about?
Right.
You dude that never been in Congress, don't know nobody, they ain't never talked to a world leader, ain't done none of this. You just want this guy to run the country.
chases booty around. That's what he do. He knows for chasing butt.
Yeah.
Okay, like young women. Like
Grabbing them.
Yeah.
Grabbing them by the,
Let's rule the world.
And we put him up against somebody who's done all of these things, or, you know, and then come out and wonder why the country's where it's at. And it's in chaos. It's crazy.
Literally.
Tina just dropped some knowledge, told us that the last time, I was talking about like back in the day, they used to like run for president and the Democrat, whoever lost became the vice president. She said the last time that happened was 1796.
Oh, well, we're centuries away. Look at that. I mean, but it's something
George
to think
Washington
about.
was still alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're just so separate, you know, they don't work together. Well, I want to talk about mine. I'm ready.
Who's yours?
Hakeem Jeffries.
Oh,
he already knew,
snap.
I think. Because I
knew
follow
that too.
Hakeem, just to let you know, he served as a U.S. representative, right, since 2013. He's the House Minority Leader, right? He's 53, so we're looking at, like when we talk about age, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't want him too young. Obviously, he's not too old, so he's right around. He's very bipartisan. He talks about it a lot, pro-choice. So that's the thing that gets with people, is the pro-choice. I went and actually looked at and saw what he's voted upon, and you know, as far as do we align ourselves. So he is pro-choice on that. He supports Medicare, Social Security. He supports regulation, indirect campaign. That was a good one. Indirect campaign contributions. So he does believe in regulation. So he's looking at making changes, which we all need that, you know. I thought that he's really big on crime, does not support the protection of governmental offices or officers who commit crime. So he's, you know, he'll speak against that. What else? Supports spending on means of economic growth, but he does believe that we need to control and be fiscally conservative. That was interesting. He supports forgiveness of federal student loans. I don't care what y'all people say. Support the loan debt. Well, he supports that. Government funding for renewable energy. Regulation of greenhouse emissions. So he's really into climate change. He supports gun control. Expanding family medical leave opportunities. So a lot of people don't understand, like teachers, they don't get like extra pay or anything. They got to take their leave and stuff like that. So he's really fighting for that. Into education. Prescription drugs, national security. Just to let you know, he has a law degree. He also has a political science degree and something else on that. He supports the military in the Ukraine. He's really into foreign affairs. So just looking at him, he's pretty traditional. He's been married, right? He's married for quite a while. He has 2 kids. His religion is Christian, highly educated. And I'm like, and he can articulate what he wants to say. You know, I said, if you guys start following some of these people that are in the Senate and in the House of Representatives, you'll learn a lot of information. But, you know, I've been a kind of fan. He does remind me of a Barack Obama. He's not Barack Obama, but he does remind me kind of a mini him kind of thing. So he would be my pick if I couldn't. But I'm voting for Biden. I'm riding with Biden, you know, because he hasn't done anything detrimental, I guess, to us. But again, a lot of people who are president doesn't typically affect me fiscally one way or the other.
Yeah. Jeffries has a lot going for him from a political standpoint, from, democratic ideals, all the things that you brought up that we, for the most part, in this room probably support. The thing that I have an issue with, not with Hakeem, but with like all of the things that he supports, is I support him too. Don't get it twisted, but we got to get control of like the Congress to make some of these things happen, right? and that is what I'm kind of like. Okay, who? To your point, the strategic point that Adrian was making with like Democrat, Republican, get some Republicans to come over and get us to. I think your point is like maybe we can do some shit. Finally.
Well, he's bipartisan
Right.
too. They do talk to him. I mean, I don't know
They
if
talk with
to
him.
enough,
Definitely talk with
you
him
know.
because he's the minority
Minority
Leader.
whip.
right?
Right.
So he gonna get that talk all day long. They're gonna talk to him because he has influence. Like right now, they trying to talk to him because they can't get a damn House Speaker voted in. So they trying to, can you help us?
Please.
Here's what we'll do. You know what I mean?
Please don't vote
So-
in Jim Jordan.
Yeah, he got a whole lot of like. I love Hakeem Jeffries. I think that if nothing else, he should run in 2028. Right? If he don't run in 2024, he should
How
try
would
in
he be?
2028.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, 6 years or 7 years away. No, I'm sorry, 5 years
5
away.
years
So he
away,
would
so
be
be
58. So
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, he should run in 2028, right? That's what I say because he's my main pick too. He would be the guy who I would roll with. But there's also, just to kind of give you a list of some of the people who I thought of. Hakeem Jeffries was number one. This is my draft pick. This is my draft right here. I got if he's not available, then I'm going with Kamala Harris. If she's not available, because once again, think about the same point that you made about incumbency. That goes with vice presidents too.
true.
Vice presidents can get in because they were vice president. Bushes.
Tell that to Pence.
Everybody,
Though.
like,
He's
they-
not doing well.
He ain't gonna get in
Why?
because
Like-
Trump
of
made
what
it.
he did and what he did not do.
Well, no, and
What did he do?
and what Trump did
He did not
is,
support Trump at that time, and all his Trump
Yeah.
supporters. He got millions of people.
yeah, they
that are
destroyed
gonna,
him.
They,
Trump
they will
destroyed
never
him
vote
for
for
even
him.
running for president.
Them people will never
He
run
did
for him.
that. He did that on purpose.
Yeah, that ain't
destroyed
happening.
the fact that he could even run.
He
for
screwed him over.
president anymore.
He will never be able to get in there because of the large amount of the population that supports Trump. But my third pick would be Pete Buttigieg.
I like Pete.
I think he's a very
He's a good
strong candidate. What's that?
He's a good candidate.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he's a very
he's
strong
good
candidate,
too.
man. Cory Booker. Everybody knows why I do and don't like Cory. I
Booker's
don't
too
like Cory
angry.
because
He does. He gets
he
too
comes
mad.
across as an angry
He's a black
Negro.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
He
the
just
one
has that
thing about
whole-
him.
He come.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. He start talking, and sometimes
It's
he
like-
just,
I'm like,
You know-
his eyes blow up. And he just,
You know how he talk? He talk like the light skinned dude that don't like to be teased
yeah,
about being light skinned.
exactly. Yeah, exactly who he is.
He's light skinned guy. That's always
Right.
mad. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm like, dude, you was at
Bruh,
a 10.
but I still got him as number 4, coming off the
Yeah.
bench at my 4th pick. Gavin Newsom from California. I've seen him a
I've
lot
seen him
talking
too.
on CNN, and I've
Bruh.
seen some of the things that they've done in California. He's done good stuff out there. I definitely think that some of those things you could transition to, the nation if he wants to. I'm always gonna roll with my next pick, Bernie Sanders. That's my man. My man, 50 grand.
He'll never know.
Very liberal, but he ain't gonna make it because of that.
String.
He old too.
And then
He's old too.
It don't matter that he's old. Once again, y'all
His
confusing
faculties are there,
age
though. You're right.
with
Okay, well, yeah.
physical attributes and
I'm just
mental
saying,
attributes. He ain't tripping over sandbags.
No,
We
he's
ain't
not.
seen him trip over
he's
no
not scooting-
sandbag.
Look, he ain't
ain't
scooting to the
scooting.
helicopter.
No,
Yeah.
but he walk like this though. He be leaning.
He been
over.
walking like
He got
that since 77.
Yeah, he got that back problem. He got that scoliosis and
He
shit.
been walking like he been walking with that scoliosis since 77.
He's good.
And then my last pick, AOC.
Oh,
And that's just because AOC is that girl.
I like it.
that's
also,
left,
too.
left.
But he's
She got
left.
that wearing just dresses to make statements and stuff like
Ah!
AOC's gonna be the change though. Watch.
this.
Them young, I'm telling you, they not yet, but
Not moderate enough.
yeah. And again, I think we do as a society, we have to be central, centrist. We can't be extremes because extremes just don't work for
He left
anybody.
Greg Abbott off that list.
Jeez.
Stop playing.
Also left off Jasmine Crockett. That's who Steve was online, and he said Jasmine Crockett will be a great VP.
Yeah.
So
I just think women, dear women, I don't know why we hate each other. I really do. And we see it every, and don't get me wrong, not all women are like that, because I know I'm not. I am very supportive of everybody. I try to be. But for some reason, people just, with women, and I mean, we're in 2023, and I don't know when that's going to change. Like that is something that's going to kind of have to come within us as women, because it makes it very difficult. We have a lot of people who definitely are probably ready to take charge. And I'm interested to see the different in a woman leading. I don't know. Do y'all think there's a difference in like the business world when you have a woman leader versus a man?
Nah.
Do you have
I
a
don't.
preference? I mean, I'm sure you've had good leaders, whether they're male or female. I know I've had both.
I've had good leaders that are male and female. And I don't
So I
really
don't
see a difference
understand.
at all.
Right.
I mean, if anything, sometimes women are more strict on certain things, and I think it's because of perceptions that might exist about like that women are soft. But it hasn't been in a negative way. It hasn't been something derogatory where I was like, "Damn, you too strict." It was just that, hey, she don't play, so do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah. No, and that list was a great list. And here's kind of my issue when it comes to the incumbency in Biden and the Democrats, and why would they point out his age? That's what kills me with them,
Yeah.
because end of the day, all those great candidates you got, if he was to get out, they would have to go up against each other, and they'd have to tear each other up tear him down politically.
Right.
Great things you said about Hakeem Jeffries, but they're gonna find out every bad thing about him, and they're gonna
That's their
bring it to
job.
the light. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Buttigieg. You know what I'm saying? And once they do that, and you now have to face him off with the Republican person, they're gonna do the same thing.
The good thing about Buttigieg is he already been through that fire.
Yeah.
He already went and tried to be the Democratic nominee. So they're gonna have to come up with something new.
And they will. But then why do that when you got
To
the
them, is what you're
incumbency
saying. You're right.
and you only got to go
Support.
through half of that?
I think with
that's the biggest point.
But Democrats always are very. I mean, you say this all the time. It's like if they do something wrong, their moral compass, I think, is high to the point where like I can't ride with that. I cannot not say something. I think that's the problem. Sometimes they just will not say something. Just shh, just be quiet. But I think just their moral compass is so high, and they know that there's some flaws with Biden. But as we see, I mean, the world ain't burning up. Inflation actually is getting better. And just know, even if Trump was president right now, we'd still have an inflation problem.
Yeah.
People don't understand what we've been through. I'm like, do y'all remember we just were like locked up like a couple of years ago and we all gave stimmies. He gave stimmies. Barack Obama gave stimmies. I mean, I feel like people forget. Like we're very, I don't know, like our attention span is only like yay big and we forget what happens. And
We
that
live in a
person,
moment.
right, who's in that position, and then they just blame them. I'm like, there's things that happened in the past which are now impacting where we're at now. So we just have to accept that and just, it would have been regardless of who was president, we still be going through this. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So
And the Democrats need to stop. They need to, they're fighting with the bully or they're fighting with the kid that comes to the playground and fight
Right.
and is going to throw sand
Fight
in your
dirty.
face.
Yeah.
And they still trying to fight fair.
right.
Exactly.
Like, and the thing
We do
is,
that.
is like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of that.
and the thing,
Exactly.
and that's the one thing that drives me crazy about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tear down Biden. Why are you tearing down? They gonna already tear
Tear
him
'em
down.
down.
Why
You
y'all
just
tearing
right,
them
right,
down?
you're right. Don't help
why,
them
why
out.
when they vote with the Democrats, they poll bad against Biden? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No matter, and that's what kills you. That's one thing you get in my eye about
Frustrating, yeah.
the Republicans. No matter what's going on, they still sticking to Trump. Like,
Oh, they right.
this dude can go slap Queen Elizabeth in the face or whatever the case may be. Well, God rest her soul because she's dead. But, he
Right.
could do anything. And they still going to stick to him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've had Republicans tell me that. They said, no, we stick with I don't care what they did.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean you don't care? Like, but to me, you got to have some type of moral line. You don't have no line. You just going to ride or die. Like, really, that means really ride or die. Like, regardless. And I think some of us just have that line that we just.
I think he can go out to lunch with Satanists and they still would be like,
Yeah,
he's
we
good.
ride.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're going to ride with him. And
That's crazy.
And even though that's horrible because it's like a blind faith thing, but
It's dangerous.
as a political party, they still kind of stick to him. At least they support their guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's dangerous, though.
It's very dangerous.
It's
It's very dangerous.
very dangerous just to
But
follow.
the Democrats don't need to tear their guy down.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
They already gonna tear him down, even if you
Right.
agree with it. They're
Right.
gonna tear him down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that's what eats me about the
Right.
thing with the Democrats is like, why y'all tearing them down?
Yeah.
This was coming from them.
Right.